All right, this is Mr. Warwick, and today I'm going to go through with you the 3.9 slideshow. This one is central angles and measures of arcs. This is a great lesson to finish up right before spring break because this one is very, very straightforward and pretty simplistic if you know what you're doing. So, starting off on slide 2, a central angle, and you need to write this one down in your notes. A central angle is an angle whose vertex is on the center of the circle. So you can see we've got a couple of illustrations here, or hopefully you're looking at the notes at the same time. All the way around the circle is 360. So if we're adding these together, 165 and 145 over here on the left would be 310. So this X here has to be 50. And then the one on the right, we have 90 and 40, that's 130. 130 plus 85 is 215. So 360 minus 215 should be 145. And that would be the size of the X there. So on the third slide, this is where we get some definitions, okay? And you need to make sure you write these down. So pause the video if you need to write these down, add them into your notes. So an arc is a portion of the circle that's defined by two endpoints. And we either have a minor arc, which you can see here from A to B, that's a minor arc because it's less than half of the circle. Or we have a major arc that goes the rest of the way around the circle. And then we have a semicircle if it's half, okay? So minor arc if it's less than half, major arc if it's more than half, and then the semicircle if it's exactly half. If it's a semicircle or a major arc, typically you're going to see 3 letters because they have to indicate that this arc goes some other direction through some other point so that you know which way it's going. If I just say arc AB, it's always the shortest distance from A to B. If I say ADB or AXB or something like that, it's going around the longer way through that point back around to B, okay? So make sure you get those added to your notes. On slide number 4, it says PM is a diameter. That means we're gonna have a semicircle. Identify each arc as a major arc, a minor arc, or semicircle. So arc MQ, if we're looking at it, that's less than half the circle. That should be a minor arc. Arc MNP, that one, MP is the diameter, or PM is the diameter. So we come around there, that's a semicircle because it's exactly half. And then MNQ, very, very large arc, more than half the circle. So that's a major arc. Okay. Congruent arcs, adjacent arcs, and arc addition. There's not really a lot on here. If you have congruent arcs, it just means they're equal. So if you have some vertical angles, this is the cool part. The measure of an arc is always congruent with the measure of a central angle. So if we go back to that previous slide, we're told that angle PRQ there at the center is 150 degrees. So arc PQ would be 115 degree arc. We're told that angle PRN that sits there at the center is a 90 degree angle. So arc PN would be a 90 degree arc, okay? So just like before, if we have vertical angles, those vertical angles will be the same and they'll create congruent arcs. Adjacent arcs are ones that are gonna be right next to each other. And then arc addition, just like before, we can have arcs that add together. So if we're finding the arcs here, the first one it gives us is arc CE. That would be from here to here. We know this is 63. We know this is 180. So 180 minus 90 would be 90 over here. And then this part is 63 because it has to be congruent. Okay. So if that's 63 and that's 63 and this makes that into 90, we're missing 17. So 90 plus 17 would be 107 for the angle that's CFE. So arc CE is that exact same measurement, okay? Arc ABD, okay? again, we would kind of go through, this is 180. We're going to subtract 63 from that. That would give us from A to B. And then B to D, we already talked about. We have a semicircle here, so this is 90. So we would add the 90 with whatever this measurement is on this one, and it would be great. Okay, not a lot there to it. Your assignment for today is in Delta Math. I had to hand pick them because it put the central and inscribed angles together. When we come back from spring break, we'll do inscribed angles. Hopefully this is enough to get you through it, and you can finish up your stuff and not have homework over spring break or anything that's going to be due late. Have a good break.